your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use SuperCap today and be happy. Bye.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Some TV, the pulse of the nation. On the news tonight, Vice President Kashim Shettima urges NEDC to invest in education to combat poverty in northeast Nigeria. Federal government commences construction of Emerging Technologies Institute in Kano. Ex-Governor Yero, Shehu Sani and others join APC in Kaduna State. On to business news. First direct ship from China arrives at Lagos port in record 27 days. On to sport news. Kenyan athlete Edwin Kibet wins 2025 Lagos City Marathon, receives $50,000 grand prize. I am Ira Daniel Kukui with the news in full. Vice President Kashim Shettima urges NEDC to invest in education to combat poverty in northeast Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima has called on the Northeast Development Commission (NEDC) and the Federal Ministry of Regional Development to invest in education as a strategy to tackle poverty in the region. Mr. Shettima made the appeal during a meeting with the NEDC management at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, where he briefed him on the Accelerated Senior Secondary Education Program (ASSEP). The Vice President commended NEDC for its efforts in promoting education, emphasizing that such initiatives will have a lasting positive impact on the region. He highlighted the critical role education plays in bringing the socio-economic gap and noted that the Northeast region faces extreme poverty comparable to some of the poorest areas globally. Despite these challenges, Mr. Shettima praised NEDC and its partners, including Mariam Masha, for their work in promoting ASSEP, which he believes has the potential to transform the region's landscape. The Vice President also lauded innovations like virtual reality handset introduced by ASSEP, which he also revolutionized the learning experience and increased engagement. Mr. Shettima urged NEDC, the Ministry of Regional Development and other stakeholders to collaborate for greater efficiency and success in implementing ASEP. Earlier, Uba Amadu, Minister of State for Regional Development, outlined that ASSEP aimed to enhance secondary education in the region, aligning with President Bola Tinubu's agenda to improve national education standard. Mohammed Al-Khali, NEDC's Managing Director, detailed the Commission's efforts on human capital development, including teacher training and the establishment of ICT centers in the Northeast region. Some TV correspondent files in the reports.
Commission, NEDC, and the Federal Ministry of Regional Development to wrinkle the Northeast from poverty through its investment in education. Shettima made the call at a meeting with the management of the Commission, who came to brief him on the Accelerated Senior Secondary Education Program, ASSEP, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said by investing in education, NEDC is writing its name in gold. Shettima commended the management of NEDC, the ministry, and Dr. Mariam Masha, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Regional Development Programs, for doing an awesome job in promoting ASSEP.
Education is the greatest leveler. Through education, the son of a peasant can be a celebrated icon. In other parts of the world, they are embracing digital educational tools because of the numerous benefits it offers, from improved knowledge retention to personalized learning to increase accessibility, because BR handset enables students to engage in remote learning. And of course, there is the possibility of enhanced collaboration between all the relevant stakeholders, improved assessment and evaluation, and of course, lastly, they imbue the students with soft skills for future careers in technology, in healthcare, and in engineering.
Earlier, the Minister of State for Regional Development explained that the ASEP, an initiative aimed at enhancing secondary education across the region, also aligns with President Bola Tinubu administration's broader agenda to improve learning standards nationwide.
Well, this is also aligned with many good things this president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is doing in the education. You know about the Students' Loans Fund and how it has changed the landscape. It has given indigent people the opportunity to access funding, go to schools, and you know it's the multiplier effect on security and taking people off the streets, reducing danger in the society, and mitigating damages in some areas. We are having to look at education from different angles and infrastructure, reduce how it impacts on food security and so many other areas people are not even thinking of. When you solve the problems associated with education, you save yourself the trouble of having to go into food security and many other issues this government is dealing with seriously.
Also, the Managing Director of NEDC, Alhaji Muhammad Al-Kali, highlighted the Commission's intervention in the educational sector with a specific focus on human capital development across the region.
Most importantly, we have already signed an MOU with the Nigerian Teacher Institute in Kaduna for the development of teachers in the Northeast. And in addition, we have planning to establish teacher training centers across the Northeast so that this training will be continuous as regards to the teachers in the Northeast. As of today, we have already established 18 mega schools in the Northeast, one per East and West District. And we have also established 18 ICT training centers to train the populace in that area. In addition to we have built halls, laboratories, and other facilities across all the Northeast state.
High point of the meeting was the presentation of VR headsets to the Vice President by the Commission's MD and Dr. Masha.
Moving on now, federal government commences construction of Emerging Technologies Institute in Kano. The federal government has begun building an Emerging Technology Institute in Kano. This development is expected to boost the nation's technological advancements. Minister of Communication and Digital Economy Bosun Tijani laid the foundation stone for the institute, which will focus on research and development of emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and cybersecurity. The institute aims to create a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship, providing training and capacity building programs for young Nigerians in emerging technologies. The minister emphasized the importance of emerging technologies in driving economic growth and national development, and assured that the institute will provide opportunities APC in Kaduna. In a significant political development in Kaduna State, Governor Obasani has welcomed a number of prominent defectors from the opposition People's Democratic Party into the ruling All Progressive Congress APC. The defectors, including former Kaduna State Governor Mukhtar Labaran Yero, ex-Senator Shehu Sani, and several other influential figures, were received in a ceremony held at Murtala Square, Kaduna on Thursday, 15, 2025. The defection marks a significant shift in the political landscape of the state, with key figures from PDP joining APC at a time when political affiliations and power dynamics are undergoing substantial changes. Governor Obasani expressed his satisfaction with the new members joining his party, assuring them of equal treatment within the APC. In a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary Ibrahim Musa, the governor extended a warm welcome to the defectors, strengthening the inclusive nature of APC in Kaduna State. Among the defectors are several prominent politician figures such as former Senator from Kaduna Central Shehu Sani, former Senator for Kaduna North Suleiman Hunkuyi, and ex-House of Representative member Sani Shaban. Additionally, former National Organizing Secretary of PDP Abubakar Mustafa and former Nigerian Ambassador to South Korea Ambassador Sule Buba were also part of the mass defection. Governor Sani, in his remark, emphasized the increasing popularity of the EPC, attributing its growth to what he called the party's just leadership, both at the state and the federal level. He expressed confidence that the party will dominate the 2027 election, claiming that Nigerians will overwhelmingly vote for APC across all levels, from the presidency to state and national assembly elections. NAFDAC seal over 3,000 shops in Lagos, seized over 12 trucks of fake drugs. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has ramped up its enforcement actions against the sale of counterfeit and illicit pharmaceuticals in Lagos. In the first week of its operation, NAFDAC officials successfully sealed more than 3,000 shops within the Idumota Open Drug Market, a major hub for drug distribution in the city. This crackdown is part of NAFDAC's ongoing effort to eliminate the circulation of harmful drugs and ensure that only safe, properly regulated products are available to the public. The agency made the announcement on social media on Saturday, providing further details of the operation scope and dangerous findings uncovered during the enforcement. During the raid, NAFDAC officials discovered several alarming violations, including vaccines that were being stored in poorly maintained, unsanitary conditions. These vaccines were kept in unventilated rooms that were sealed within iron sheets, posing significant health risks to anyone who might have used them. Additionally, large quantities of banned drugs were found, including Analgin injections, diverted HIV retroviral drugs, and expired medicines that were being illegally validated for resale. The operation led to the seizure of truckloads of illicit pharmaceuticals. Among the most concerning discoveries was the presence of unregistered medications, including highly addictive substances such as ecstasy, various brands of codeine cough syrup, and tramadol 225, all of which were found in a warehouse located away from the market's main pharmaceutical section. During this first week of enforcement, NAFDAC screened and sealed over 3,000 shops within the Idumota Open Drug Market. A statement from the agency read, among the illicit products discovered were vaccines stored in dilapidated, unventilated rooms, as well as banned drugs like Analgin injections and diverted HIV antiretroviral drugs. Protesters set police station ablaze in Ondo over alleged death in custody. The report has it that angry youths have reportedly set fire to a police station in Efon, the headquarters of Ose, local government area in Ondo State, following the alleged death of a boy in police custody. Sources say the incident occurred after news of the victim's death spread while his friend remains in a coma in local hospital. The unrest escalated when the protesters, reacting to boy's death due to alleged torture, also set fire to another building in the vicinity. In response to the growing tension, the Ondo State Police Commissioner Wilfred Ofolabi has departed Akure to inform to restore order and prevent further violence. Authorities are closely monitoring the situation as efforts to calm the unrest continue. Friends of Sheyi Tinubu congratulate Agri Minister Kyari on election as IFAD Vice Chairman. Friends of Sheyi Tinubu first has congratulated Senator Abubakar Kyari, Nigeria's Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, on his election as the Vice Chairman of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. In a statement by First President Comrade Adejorin Tai Manuel, the group praised Kyari's exceptional leadership and his unwavering commitment to transforming Nigeria's agricultural sector. The statement highlighted Kyari's role in advancing agricultural policies aimed at boosting local food production, reducing post-harvest losses, improving rural infrastructure, and expanding mechanized farming since his appointment as minister. First, commended Kyari for his efforts to modernize Nigerian agriculture practices, including initiatives to combat climate change and foster partnership within international organizations and private sector stakeholders to improve agriculture financing and rural development. The statement also recognized his support for smallholders farmers, providing them with better access to credit, fertilizers, and innovative farming techniques. Kyari's election as IFAD vice chairman was described as a significant achievement reflecting the international community's trust in his expertise and Nigerian growing influence in the global agricultural governance. First, urged him to use this opportunity to project Nigeria's agricultural potential on the world stage, attract further investment, and strengthen the country's role in global food security efforts. In a related development, Seyi Tinubu, the son of Nigeria's president, has donated 100 million naira worth of relief materials to students of 6 tertiary institutions in Borno State affected by the September 2024 flood disaster. This donation follows a similar initiative earlier in the year where Seyi and his friends contributed 500 million naira in relief efforts to the flood victims in Maiduguri. The distribution, which included thousands of bags of rice, salt, spaghetti, seasonals, blanket, wrappers, and vegetable oil, was flagged off at the College of Agriculture, Maiduguri. Seyi, represented by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Students and Engagement, Honorable Sunday Adebayo Asefon, explained that the initiative was born out of his visit to the Borno State government last year, when student leaders approached him at the airport seeking support for their fellow students affected by the disaster. Going to other reports now, Nigerian firm commends President Tinubu for signing amended DICON Act, Health Potential for Self-Sufficiency in Military Hardware. DICON Grey Insignia, a Nigerian defense firm, has applauded President Bola Tinubu for signing the amended Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria DICON Act, which paves the way for the local manufacturing and storage of military hardware. In a statement issued over the weekend, the Managing Director, CEO of DICON Grey Insignia, Mr. Bem Ibrahim Garba, praised the President's leadership in redirecting the vast foreign exchange spent on importing weapons towards domestic initiative that benefits Nigeria as a nation. The firm also commended the Ministry of Defense, DICON, and other key agencies for their ongoing effort to bolster local production and reduce reliance on costly imported military equipment. Garba described the amendment as a game changer with profound security and economic benefits for Nigeria. He noted that local manufacturer of defense equipment will not only strengthen the naira but reduce foreign exchange outflows before also eliminating low procurement delays where orders typically take up to a year before being fulfilled. This is a huge win for our country, Garba said. We will no longer need to export massive amounts of foreign exchange to international markets. Nor will we need to endure long waiting periods to supply our military and security forces. The order and delivery gap will now be closed. The firm CEO also highlighted that local manufacturing will provide significant employment opportunities for Nigerians, helping to equip them with valuable technical skills and reducing labor market pressure. Garba extended his gratitude to the Minister of Defense, Alhaji Abubakar Badaru, the Minister of Defense for State, Bello Matawali, and the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry for their visionary leadership in prioritizing the nation's defense capabilities. On to other reports now. Federal government endorses bill to protect the rights of domestic workers. The federal government has expressed its support for a bill currently before the National Assembly aimed at protecting the rights of domestic workers who remain one of the most vulnerable groups in Nigerian labor markets. Minister of Labour and Employment Muhammad Megere Dengyadi emphasized the significant role domestic workers play in Nigerian household and society, despite facing precarious working conditions and lack of legal protection. Speaking at a post-public hearing meeting on the bill for an act to provide for the documentation and protection of domestic workers and employers, Dengyadi described the bill as timely and essential for ensuring domestic workers are afforded the dignity, rights, and protection they deserve. Dengyadi reiterated the ministry's full support for the bill, expressing confidence that its passage will promote decent work and safeguard domestic workers' rights across the country. He also highlighted ongoing efforts to amend the Labour Act to explicitly recognize domestic workers and extend the same protection afforded to other workers. Going to Katsina State now, Governor Rada supports local government autonomy, health, democratic process. Katsina State Governor Diko Umaru Rada has praised the financial autonomy granted to the 774 local government councils by the Supreme Court, calling it a positive development for Nigeria's democracy. Governor Rada made this remark after casting his vote at his home in Charanchi local government area during the state's local government elections on Saturday. He expressed that financial autonomy for local government is a crucial step towards strengthening democracy and ensuring governance reaches the grassroots. Reflecting on his tenure as chairman of Charanchi local government area, Rada highlighted how the autonomy he enjoyed during that time enabled him to implement key projects that benefit rural communities. He emphasized that if local government funds are wisely managed, they will rather further enhance democracy and bring about substantial development at the local level. On local government election, Rada expressed satisfaction with voter turnout and voiced confidence that All Progressive Congress will emerge victorious due to a significant development project the state government has carried out since 2023. In a related development, the All Progressive Congress APC has emerged victorious in all 34 local government areas of Katsina State according to the result of the February 15 local government elections announced by the chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Alhaji Al-Hassan Lawal Faskari. Katsina State Governor Diko Umaru Rada congratulated the 34 newly elected local government chairmen, hailing the peaceful and transparent electoral process as a milestone in the state's democratic journey. The governor described the APC's sweeping victory as a reflection of the public confidence in the party's governors, validating the noticeable investment made in the people of Katsina State. He urged local government chairmen to align with the state's Building Your Future agenda and replicate the development framework at the grassroots level. Rather emphasized the need to sustain and strengthen the state government community development program CDP and prioritize inclusive governance policies, ensuring that the dividends of democracy reach every citizen regardless of political affiliation. Governor expressed deep appreciation to the Katsina people for their support, urging the incoming chairman to uphold the party's reputation through transparent leadership, zero tolerance for corruption, and effective utilization of local government autonomy. On to other reports now. The Nigerian government has shelved plans to merge the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA) and the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency (NAMA). This decision was made by President Bola Tinubu as disclosed by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo. The proposed merger was initially commended by the Steve Orosanye reports, but Keyamo revealed that the president decided against it after considering the potential impact on the aviation sector. In addition to this development, Keyamo also announced that the aviation industry has been exempted from the foreign travel ban imposed on federal government officials last year. This exemption was made due to the president's desire to promote growth and development in the sector. The minister explained that the aviation sector plays a crucial role in national development, facilitating trade, tourism, investment, and cultural exchange. He emphasized the need for continuous adoption and integration of emerging technologies, enhancement of infrastructure, and investment in human capital development to ensure a safer, more secure, and efficient air transportation system. Festus Keyamo praised President Tinubu's decision, stating that it demonstrates his commitment to the growth and development of the aviation sector. The minister also acknowledged the president's efforts to ensure responsible fiscal management while also recognizing the importance of the aviation industry to the nation's economy. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Olayemi Kadoso, to retract the recently introduced hike in ATM transaction fees, calling the move unlawful, unfair, unreasonable, and unjust. In a letter dated February 15, 2025, signed by SERAP Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization argued that the increased fees will disproportionately affect Nigeria's poor population, exacerbating existing economic challenges. SERAP also urged Kadoso to ensure the CBN's actions do not contribute to human rights violations or worsen the hardship faced by vulnerable Nigerians. The new fee structure, which will take effect in March 1, 2025, introduced charges of 100 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal from ATMs outside bank branches premises. Withdrawal from ATMs at shopping centers, airports, and standalone cash points will incur an additional 500 naira surcharge. SERAP criticized the decision, asserting that such a fee increase should be absorbed by wealthier banks and their shareholders, not by the general public. The organizations further emphasized that the central bank's policy should prioritize the welfare of Nigerians rather than benefiting banks that report Raj profits annually. In his letter, Serap also argued that the fee hike contradicts the Nigerian government commitment to alleviating poverty, stating that it could deepen the financial struggles of Nigerians already grappling with economic and financial crisis. The group warned that if the CBN do not respond within the given time framework, it will consider legal action to challenge the hike. Serap also cited multiple legal provisions, including the CBN Act, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act, and the Nigerian International Human Rights Obligation, to argue that the fee increase was unjustifiably under the Nigerian law. The Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has congratulated Bishop Wale Oke on his re-election as the national president of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria (PFN) during its 18th biannual conference in Abuja, highlighting the trust placed in his leadership by the PFN members. In a statement issued by CAN President Archbishop Daniel Oko, the association emphasized Bishop Oke's humility and his pivotal role in fostering unity among the Pentecostal churches while addressing key national moral issues. Oko also noted the successful collaboration between CAN and PFN under Oko's leadership. The statement further expressed the expectation that Bishop Oke will continue to provide spiritual leadership and promote interfaith dialogue and advance social justice and humanitarian causes throughout his new term. CAN urged the Christian community to support Oke's vision through prayer for wisdom and strength, stressing the importance of unity and faith for the peace and prosperity of Nigeria as a nation. On to other reports now. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has dismantled a trans-border drug trafficking network, arresting 4 individuals in a series of intelligence-driven operations across multiple states. The operation led to the recovery of millions of naira worth of tramadol pills hidden in a specially designed compartment in vehicles heading to border towns. According to Femi Babafemi, the agency spokesman, the operation began on January 27, 2025, when a Sienna bus marked Abuja 452HG was intercepted at the Nasarawa Toto Road in Kefi, Nasarawa State. 2 suspects, Zaradin Adamu 27 and Abubakar Usman 44, were apprehended. A follow-up operation also led to the interception of another Sienna bus driven by Abba Usman 48. In total, 190,960 tramadol pills were recovered, concealed in a hidden compartment beneath the vehicle's bumpers and spare tire spaces. The investigation revealed that Kingsley Mberi, a drug dealer based in Onitsha, Anambra State, was responsible for supplying the drugs. He was arrested on January 29, 2025 at his residence in Onitsha, where 2 vehicles, a Toyota Corolla and Toyota Sienna, were also seized. Further seizures occurred in the Cross River State, where 170,000 tramadol pills were found in a truck on February 13, and in Lagos, where 84,400 bottles of codeine syrup were recovered at the Apapa seaport in February 11. Additional busts in Borno, Ikiti, and Taraba states led to significant drug seizures. Brigadier General Muhammadu Buhari, retired NDL chairman and CEO, praised the agency's operative for their dedication in the fight against drug trafficking and abuse, while urging them to continue their outreach effort to communities across the country. Going to Kano State now, NNPP chieftain mourns victims of fatal auto crash in Kano. A devastating auto crash occurred on the Muhammadu Buhari interswitch flyover in Kano, resulting in the loss of 23 lives. Ambassador Olufemi Ajadi Oguntuyimbo, a chieftain of the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP) in the southwest, has expressed his condolences to the people and government of Kano State. In a statement made available to journalists, Ambassador Ajadi specifically commiserated with the NNPP national leader, Dr. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the governor of Kano State, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, and the families of the deceased victims. He prayed for the repose of the dead, the repose of the soul of the dead, and for Almighty Allah to grant the families of the deceased the fortitude to bear the loss. Ambassador Ajadi also wished quick recovery and safe return to their families for those injured in the crash, who are currently receiving medical treatment in hospitals. He expressed sadness over the number of lives lost in the accident and prayed for God to repose the souls of the dead victims and grant safe recovery to over 50 others who were injured. These tragic incidents have sparked widespread condolences and sympathy from various quarters, with many calling for improved road safety measures to prevent such accidents in the future. On to Oyo State now. In a heartwarming display of appreciation, hundreds of pensioners from Oyo State converged on the governor's office in Agodi, Ibadan, to express their deepest gratitude to Governor Seyi Makinde for his administration's recent pension review, which has significantly improved their welfare. The pensioners, who were led by the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners NUP Oyo State Council, commended Governor Makinde for his compassionate and proactive approach to addressing their plight. They noted that the governor's approval for a minimum pension of 25,000 naira per month, as well as the incorporation of the previous pension increases, has brought immense relief and joy to their lives. In a speech titled "Resurrected Pensioner in Oyo State Appreciate Engineer Seyi Makinde," the Secretary of the NUP Oyo State Council, Comrade Olusegun Abatan, praised Governor Makinde for his unwavering commitment to improving the welfare of pensioners in the state. Abatan noted that the governor's administration has demonstrated a clear understanding of the challenges faced by pensioners and has taken concrete steps to address them. Governor Makinde, who was represented by his deputy barrister Abdurrahim Bayo Lawal, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to prioritizing the welfare of pensioners and enhancing their standards of living. He noted that his government has significantly reduced the gratuities and pension arrears earned by previous administration and is committed to clearing the remaining debts before the end of the second tenure in May 2027. The governor commended the pensioners and their leadership for expressing gratitude, stating that his administration is motivated by a desire to improve the life of all citizens, including pensioners, who have dedicated their lives to serving the state. The event was also attended by top government officials, including Secretary to the Governor of the State, Professor Olanikide Adeyomo, Head of Service, Ms. Olubumi Oni, and Commissioner for Establishment and Training, Honorable Segun Olaiwola. On to Delta State now. Delta State government clarifies Olu-Odu community status. The Delta State government has denied granting autonomous status to Olu-Odu, the satellite community of Ogwashi Oku Kingdom. In a statement, Commissioner for Works, Charles Aniagu, said the community's autonomy request was stepped down at an executive council meeting. The government urged the public to disregard earlier reports granting autonomy to Olu-Odu. On to other reports now. Center for Public Accountability calls for probe into the alleged 7.7 billion NCDM misappropriation. The Center for Public Accountability, CPA, has called for an investigation into alleged financial misconduct within the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB. The organization claims that 7.7 billion was misappropriated without necessary approvals, violating procurement regulation. The CPA alleged that the Executive Secretary of the NCDMB, Felix Ogbe, authorized the expenditure without following due process. The organization expressed concern that the transactions were carried out without verifiable evidence that the consultant who received the funds had recovered any amount to justify the payments. The CPA warned that such practices undermine President Bola Tinubu's anti-corruption agenda and efforts to promote accountability in public institutions. The organization called on President Tinubu to initiate a comprehensive and independent investigation into the NCDMB's financial activities under its current leadership. The CPA also announced plans to petition the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) and Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences (ICPC) and other relevant agencies to ensure thorough probe. The Pan-African Association of Sanitation Actors (PASA) has called on African governments to make sanitation and hygiene a top priority. Speaking virtually to African media practitioners, PASA Executive Secretary Kitch Bauer emphasized the need for better waste management system across the continent. Bauer announced the oncoming launch of PASA on One City, One Fecal Sludge Treatment Plant (FCTP) initiative in Kampala, Uganda. He expressed concern over the mismanagement of fecal sludge treatment plants in several African countries, warning of serious health risks. The Director of Programs at the African Water and Sanitation Association (AFWASA), Dr. Simeon Kemfat, stressed the need for stronger sanitation policies and oversight. The organization, in collaboration with multiple countries to improve sanitation services, with Senegal serving as a model and example. According to WHO/UNICEF Joint Monitoring Program for Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene, only 31% of Africa's population had access to safely managed sanitation in 2022, while 28% had access to basic hygiene. Approximately 779 million people lack basic sanitation, with 208 million practicing open defecation. On to other reports now. Reverend Father Livinus Maurice, the parish priest of St. Patrick Catholic Church in Osiopo, River State, and 2 others have been released by their captors after 4 days in captivity. They were kidnapped by gunmen along the Elele-Osiopo road in the Ikwere local government area of River State while Father Maurice was returning from a hospital visit. The Catholic Diocese of Port Harcourt had issued a statement calling for the priest's unconditional release following the abduction. The State Police Command spokesman Grace Eringie Koko confirmed their release, stating that a police manhunt led to a successful rescue. The victims were freed at about 6:30 a.m. on Sunday due to pressure from combined security teams, including police officers, soldiers from the Joint Task Force, and local vigilantes. They have been reunited with their families for medical attention, while efforts are ongoing to arrest the culprits. This incident is the latest in a series of kidnapping targeting Catholic priests in Nigeria. In recent years, several priests have been abducted and later released, including Father Edwin Omorogbe, who was kidnapped in Edo State in 2018, and Father George Kingsley Maduka, who was kidnapped in the Kigwe Diocese in 2023. Going on to report from FCT now, the federal government has vowed to investigate the alleged hoarding of relief materials meant for internally displaced persons (IDP) at the Durumi IDP camp in Abuja. The discovery was made by the Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Aliyu Ahmed, during an inspection of the camp. According to Ahmed, food and non-food items meant for distribution to the IDPs were found stored in the classroom instead. He expressed shock and disappointment at the discovery, stating that the Commission will not tolerate such practices and will deal with the situation severely. The Commission has announced plans to set up a committee to investigate similar cases in other IDP camps across the country. This move aims to ensure that relief materials reach their intended beneficiaries and that those responsible for the hoarding are held accountable. In addition to the investigation, the Commission has assured the IDPs of government's continued commitment to their welfare. The Commission also pledged to continue supporting the IDPs' education by working with the Universal Basic Education Commission to provide teachers for displaced children. The Bright Life Vision Foundation has also announced plans to train 1,000 IDPs across the country. The foundation, which deals with destitute children, underprivileged persons, IDPs and orphans, will provide teachers to train the beneficiaries. The discovery of hoarded relief materials at Abuja IDP camp highlight the need for greater transparency and accountability in the distribution of aid to vulnerable population in Nigeria. On to other reports now. The Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum has expressed profound grief over the passing of Chief Ayo Adebanjo, a renowned elder statesman and co-founder of Afenifere, the Pan-Yoruba cultural organizations. Adebayo passed away at the age of 96 on Friday morning at his residence in Lekki, Lagos State. In a statement released on Saturday, the group described Adebanjo's life as a beacon of integrity, justice, and unwavering commitment to democratic principles. The forum hailed Chief Adebanjo as a relentless advocate for justice, equity, and good governance, emphasizing his long life dedication to Nigerians' advancement. Recognized as a fearless champion of democracy, Adebanjo was a vocal critic of oppressive regimes and strong advocate for the rights of marginalized communities. On to Kwara State now. Kwara State government commenced upgrades of 70 health centers with 5 billion naira. Kwara State government has embarked on a massive upgrade of 70 primary health care facilities across the state 3 senatorial districts. The project, valued at 5 billion, aims to evaluate the facilities to level 2 primary health care centers, providing improved health care services to residents. According to Professor Nusrat Elelu, the Executive Secretary of the Kwara State Primary Health Care Development Agency, the upgrade includes infrastructural development and renovations, solarization, staff quarters, portable water supply, and ultra-modern hospital equipment. We'll be taking a short commercial break now. We'll be right back after this break. Please don't go away.
What if I told you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo? Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Supercab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable, and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercab today and be happy.
Welcome back. We are glad you're still with us. We now go to business news and sports reports. First direct ship from China arrives at Lagos Port in records 27 days. PTML Terminal, West Africa's largest multipurpose terminal, has achieved a significant milestone with the arrival of the MV Great Cotonou, the first ever conroe vessel to travel directly from Shanghai, China to Lagos in just 27 days. This achievement marks a notable advancement in maritime trade between China and Nigeria, reducing transit times and enhancing logistics efficiency for Nigerian importers. Unlike other shipping services that rely on transshipment and intermediary ports, this direct route ensures faster and more reliable delivery, offering significant benefits by eliminating delays and additional handling costs. The MV Great Cotonou, owned by global shipping giant Grimaldi Group, not only carries containerized cargo but also accommodates vehicles including cars, vans, trucks, and project cargo, all in one shipment. This multimodal transport solution streamlines supply chains and reduces logistic costs, providing a substantial advantage for Nigerian businesses. PTML Terminal, equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and efficient cargo handling capabilities, is well prepared for support of this kind of services. The terminal's infrastructure, including a newly acquired mobile harbor crane valued at over $10 million, has been upgraded to accommodate larger vessels. At a welcoming event to commemorate the ship's arrival, key figures in the maritime industry, including Andrea Grimaldi of the Grimaldi family, Giampaolo Ventele, line manager Salvato, and others, gathered to celebrate their achievement. Russo expressed the importance of the new service for Nigerian importers, stating the arrival of the Great Cotonou represents a pivotal moment for Nigerian businesses, significantly reducing the transit times and logistic costs while providing unmatched convenience. He highlighted the goal of establishing a fast and efficient trade links between Shanghai and West Africa, starting with Lagos and planning to expand as demand grows. With this direct Shanghai to Lagos route, Nigerian businesses have now access to more efficient trade links with China, strengthening Nigerian position as a leading player. Dangote invests $400 million in Ethiopian cement plant expansion. Aliko Dangote, Africa's richest man, has unveiled a $400 million plan to revive and expand cement plant in Ethiopia. This project aims to double the facility's annual capacity to 5 million tons, positioning it as a key player in the region's cement industry. On to sport news now. Kenyan athlete Edwin Kibet wins 2025 Lagos City Marathon and receives $50,000 grand prize. Kenyan athlete Edwin Kibet, has emerged as the winner of the 2025 Lagos City Marathon, claiming the grand prize of $50,000, approximately 75.8 million naira. Kibet finished the 42-kilometer race with a time of 2 hours 14 minutes and 18 seconds. The 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon saw over 37,000 runners participate in the 10-kilometer and 42-kilometer races. Kibet, who finished third in the previous edition, outpaced his rival to claim the top spot this year. In the women's category, Ethiopian athlete Guta Hipa emerged victorious, clocking a time of 2 hours and 37 minutes. This marked her third-time win in the marathon women's events. Nigerian athlete Yango Boyi made history by finishing the top 10 positions, clocking a time of 2 hours, 25 minutes and 41 seconds, which earned him a prize award of $4,000. As the first Nigerian to finish the race, Boyi also won 2 million naira top prize in the Nigerian category. The Lagos City Marathon, which started in 2016, has achieved a World Athletic Gold level and is now aiming for the Platinum level, which will make it the first marathon race in Africa to attain this status. This is the end of news at 9 p.m. for today. Before we go, here's a recap of the major headlines. Vice President Shettima urges NEDC to invest in education to combat poverty in Northeast Nigeria. Federal government to commence construction of Emerging Technologies Institute in Kano. On to business news. First direct ship from China arrives at Lagos port in direct records 27 record minutes. That's all for now. Some TV's 24 hours TV station. We're live every day. You can follow us on Facebook at Some TV. I am Ira Daniel Kukui. Goodbye for now.